Hey, welcome back to the Defining Wellness Confab. I know you've been following along as to what we're doing here, but we have 8 days of presentations, 49 presentations from 53 health and wellness experts, and we are building a library on YouTube so that it is a resource for you to go to with these short videos, so you're not spending an hour listening to a particular topic. We're doing them in about 20 minutes long, and I'm bringing together some of the best of the best, my friends. And I can't go any further in this Defining Wellness Confab without introducing you to two people who I've come to know for the past, 6, 8 months or so. Both I have Suzanne Hanna and Nick Hemmert with the Global Healing Collective. Thank you to both of you for joining me today.
Oh my God, thank you for this, Denise. And believe it or not, it's been almost a year since.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm excited. I have loved every part of the evolution and the unfolding of our partnership and of our connections. So I am really grateful to be here. Thank you.
Glad to have you.
Thank you for having us. Really appreciate it very much.
Yeah.
So a lot of people watching this may not have heard of what the Global Healing Collective is. And let me give full disclosure before we jump into this part. I am on the board of directors of the Global Healing Collective. It is a volunteer position. It is not a paid position. That tells you that, because I have very little time available, how much I believe in this organization. So you guys get to talk about what the Global Healing Collective is. Who wants to go first?
Well, I guess I will jump in because I'm the chatty Cathy one of this duo. Basically, the Global Healing Collective is, well, I will start just a tad back and let people know that both Nick and I have met through other professional masterminds. We both have been entrepreneurs for many, many years. I've been an entrepreneur for 25 years. And I have noticed in my own evolution through entrepreneurship, through being a healer, that it is not an easy path to walk. It takes an immense amount of courage. It takes an immense amount of tenacity and perseverance. It takes a lot of willingness to seek out support and resources along the way. And one of the things that we came together and started to talk about was that we needed to create a platform and an initiative and a movement that really allowed people to get the resources that they need, the support that they need, not just professionally, but personally. Because as we all know, as entrepreneurs and healers and leaders, that we cannot compartmentalize our lives. We are our businesses. And so we really need to look at this from a holistic approach and know that what shows up in our personal life impacts our businesses, and what happens in our businesses impacts our personal lives. So we just felt that we needed to create some type of new paradigm that will support entrepreneurs, healers, and change makers moving forward.
That's amazing. And Suzanne, you're the founder of this, so
Yeah.
You're the mother of it. And Nick, you are the executive director. So what is your role within the GHC?
Yeah, so I'm Suzanne and I met in 2017 and was looking for, met in a mastermind community, and the ability for us to have a place where, as Suzanne said, where we come together and talk not only necessarily about what's happening for us, the impact we want to create a world in the businesses that we do, but also for ourselves personally. And so I joined the mastermind community that we were a part of for that purpose of making it be a conversation around both.
Mm-hmm.
And so then for me, I was definitely inspired to be pulled into this. And then every day I'm focused in on, okay, where are the rest of us at? How are we all connecting? Where are we talking? What are we doing? Are we creating the right conversations for everyone? We have a really great community going on right now. We have people that have joined us as catalysts for our organization, and so the ability for us to continue to support them through our different channels is really where my focus is right now.
Okay, we'll talk about catalysts in just a moment. So where are you at this stage in your development?
So just to let everybody know, and I know that everybody out there could probably appreciate this, this was sort of a divine download for me, probably, I would say going on 3 years ago now, maybe even a little bit longer. And like with anything, when it comes in and it feels really big, there's a sense of wanting to resist it. And there's a sense of saying, I don't think I want to do this. I don't want to take this on. I have 2 other businesses that I run. And so it really felt big to me. And so I kind of pushed it to the wayside for a little bit, but it kept coming back and kept coming back. So I started this organization. It's now been close to 2 years ago. We had a very large event last September, which will be almost a year. And it's just been unfolding and evolving ever since then. But we know with any kind of startup, any kind of new initiative, any kind of new platform, we're moving through those stages of figuring out, what do people really need? What do people want? Where do we need to get the resources and the things, the tools and the skills that people need in order to be able to provide that for them? So we're definitely still in the beginning stages of all this, but I have a very clear vision of where I think this can go, and I think it's going to be life-changing.
Well, I think it already is life-changing. So what types of support and activities, tools, platforms that do you have for people connected to the Global Healing Collective now?
Do you want to take that, Nick, or do you want me to share?
Yeah, sure. I'll talk about it a little bit. So right now we have, we're in the process of building out a hybrid kind of a situation where we have online and in-person activities. And so Suzanne and I are based out of Colorado. Many of our opportunities for in-person and getting together are happening in Colorado right now. And so that's part of it, is that ability for us to get together, go on a hike, get together and talk about our work that we're doing in the world, collaborate with each other. We have an event called Insight to Impact that will be happening in the fall. And so there's just that's happening right now. And then we have an online community. So right now we have a series of Facebook groups, depending upon who's if they're a catalyst or if they're just a person that's interested in the Global Healing Collective. So we have very rich conversations going on in all of our groups. And then we also have a monthly catalyst call, and so where we get an opportunity as a smaller group for us to come together and chat about any one of our 5 pathways, which I'll pass over to Suzanne at that point.
Yeah, so basically, Denise, I love that question, because one of the things that I think we avoid as healers and entrepreneurs and change makers is having deeper conversation. We have this ability to not want to show up in raw and honest ways because there's this fear that we all have that we are going to be judged, or we're going to compare ourselves to what is happening with other people and other people in their businesses and in their lives. And we want to break down those barriers. We really want to break down those walls so that people can really share heart to heart, that we can be transparent, that we can be raw, that we also can inspire and ignite each other. Because to me, that has been the biggest thing on my path, that when I've gone through really challenging times in my businesses, I want those people who are going to have my back, that are going to uplift me, that are going to tell me to keep going. And so we're beginning to create platforms and areas where people can begin to do that. And right now, our big focus is on building catalysts for the organization where we can go deeper. And our longer term vision is to launch a membership platform in 2020.
So with starting any movement, for those who think movements magically occur and have extremely deep pockets, let me assure you that's not the case. Mm-hmm. As my company is very much a movement, and we've bootstrapped it from day one. The Global Healing Collective needs catalyst, and catalyst, I'm going to have you talk a little bit more about what it is, but it's a way for you to get involved and help fund the creation, of this new world that they're creating.
Yeah.
So if you can explain the catalyst role.
I will just say one thing about it, and then I'm going to turn it over to Nick. So to me, as Denise, as you put it so beautifully, is that movements are basically an idea that gets ignited, and then other people join in and they become equally as important. Our logo is a tree, and we have like this root system, at the base of our tree. And so we really see catalysts as that they are the foundation, and they are the people who say, yes, we need to change this paradigm. We need to show up in bigger ways, in greater ways for healers, change makers, and leaders, because if we don't sustain what we're doing, then we cannot create the impact that we want to create. Bottom line. So we need people to say, hell yes, this is me. I need this. I'm a part of this root system, and I want to create some sustainable change. And I'll let Nick go ahead. I know you might want to say something about that, Denise.
Well, I was going to say, this sounds fantastic, the catalyst role. So how many thousands of dollars does it cost for somebody to become a catalyst?
Go ahead, Nick.
$108.
No way.
$108. It is the smallest of smallest investments, and it's a one-time investment. We're looking for people to come into this and be able to see what support looks like in this shift. As Suzanne said, that there is a paradigm shift that happens when it comes to the type of work that you do in a movement, or that you do in this work as a healer, as a change maker, where you go in to get your business support, you go in to get your help with marketing, you go in to you find these different consultants or classes or courses, but at the same time there might be something going on in your inside of here that says should I be doing this? Am I doing this right? Am I not? And for me, it was those types of people and that type of conversation that helped me to continue to bring about the work that I do in the world. And so that's what draws me to creating this platform for Catalyst and make it as simple and as easy as possible for people to invest in the Global Healing Collective, and find ways for them to be able to participate in and getting the support or having the conversation, that deeper conversation, that's not, how do I set up my list or how do I get my list going, but how do I take care of myself? How do I support myself, and how do I find support, in the work that I'm doing?
And Denise, I just want to add one thing to that. This is really paramount. What most people don't understand about the Global Healing Collective is that our job at this organization is to amplify people's missions. We want people to succeed. We want people to grow. We want to be sort of that, underlying igniter, if you will. And the truth is because, as many of us know, one of the greatest challenges is momentum and getting our missions out into the world and getting seen and getting heard. And so what we believe is that if we can grow to having hundreds of catalysts, just think about if your business got hundreds of eyes on it, and then we got to a point of membership where we had thousands, and then there's thousands of eyes on what you're doing and creating in the world, and we get all of those people to support what you're doing. To me, that in and of itself is just groundbreaking.
I have in my world hundreds of health and wellness professionals who independent. They are not associated with a franchise. They are not working for someone else. They have a dream. They have a vision. Mm-hmm. They want to do it their way because maybe it was their own healing journey that they had to go find for themselves, and they want to share that with everyone in the world. And they just know it is life-changing for whomever they can work with, but they don't know where to go. And so they'll spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on maybe a business coach. And if that one doesn't work, they're going to go to another business coach, and they spend $5,000 on this seminar that they go to, and then $500 over here. And they're jumping from one thing to another without having that support, that community around them to say, you got this. And oh, by the way, I had something similar, and here's what I did, and here's how you can do it. And that's what you're building at the Global Healing Collective.
Yeah. And Denise, I love that you said that, because if I had people on my path when I was starting out, and even just as of last year with WalkFest and everything that I learned in growing and building a big event, and I know you know this, is that, very often we learn from very, very costly mistakes. And, I have coached professionally and personally hundreds of people who have spent an enormous amount of money, an enormous amount of time going down these rabbit holes and realizing at the end of the day that they probably could have saved a lot of resources and time if they just had support, mentorship, guidance that they didn't have along the way. And granted, those lessons are powerful and they're needed, and I have no regrets because I think it's important to learn lessons. But I would say that I would have loved to have had some more wisdom from people who might have been a little bit further down the path than I was, that could have said, maybe that's not such a great idea, or maybe you could try this or that. So yeah, we are trying to build that in this initiative because I think we need it for sure.
We do need it for sure, and from a different perspective of it, there are those who may be health and wellness professionals who don't have a network of other health and wellness professionals. When I started my journey in January 2016 and launching You Define Wellness, I did not have a network of health and wellness professionals. I had a very small core group of my own healers, a massage therapist, Reiki professional, my chiropractor, and the massage therapist was my husband. But I was a reformed insurance agent who just had it. I just had this passion for going into it. Yours would be a world that somebody like me could have stepped into and said, oh, wow, let me absorb, educate me. What do I not know? And there's how many different modalities out there? I mean, I've stopped counting. We're over 130 right now. But that's exactly what you're doing, is building this environment to say, come in no matter what stage you're at. Mm-hmm. And there's somebody else here who's been there before.
Yeah, and Denise, that's one of the reasons why I love what you're doing, because I can tell you that just even going on Facebook alone, every day I see, hey, does somebody know an X? Does somebody know a Y? And we want vetted referrals. We want to know that those people exist out in the world, and we don't want to just go to anybody. So the fact that you're doing that is huge.
Well, it's fun to step into a path, and it's fun to meet the people who I've met along the way. My life is far richer today than it was 3.5 years ago. And it's just because of being in a community with people of passion and not just people who are going to a job every day. Mm-hmm. And that's what you're accumulating within the Global Healing Collective, are those people who have so much passion and they just need a little bit more. So I'm going to be moving into talking about how you can become a catalyst and help fuel the formation of the Global Healing Collective. But before I do, I'm going to tell you that there's some benefits to it, including a private website. And on that private website is something that is extremely valuable, that a lot of people paid a lot of money to receive back in September. And that was the Walk Fest. Can you explain what Walk Fest was real quick?
Yeah, so for me, Walk Fest was the vision of bringing together thought leaders and change makers and healers from all over the world who really wanted and felt very passionate about shifting this paradigm of having the deeper conversations, and that we truly heal from the inside out, that we don't heal from the outside in, and that we really need to look at that in a deeper, more powerful way, because the macrocosm's a reflection of the microcosm. So we just wanted to sort of have a 3-day really great event. We brought in some of the greatest thought leaders in the business world and in the healing world. And it was really, really inspiring for me, because some of my greatest mentors and teachers were on that stage. So yeah, Nick, did you want to say anything else about that?
Yeah, the only thing I'll add is that the ability for the thought leaders to come was one amazing thing, to be inspired and to be motivated by their words and by their actions, by their stories, but then also to be able to turn to someone next to you who is probably on a similar path as you, and then instead of a conversation about, okay, what's the last 6 months been about? What have you done the last 2 weeks? What do you plan to do over the course of the next year? Let's chat about that, and connections begin to be made, and you begin to determine whether these people that were in the crowd will essentially move at some point up to being one of those folks that will be they're already inspirations to other people.
Yeah.
And so so it was just a great experience to be sitting in the foothills of Colorado.
And I made a lot of new friends there, I can tell you. But the reason why I brought this up for all of you is that when you become a catalyst and you get access to this private website, you also get access to the videos of all these thought leaders from WalkFest. And that is absolutely huge. So I want to move into that now. And here's how you can become a catalyst if you're so motivated. Go to paypal.me/GHC2019 and send them the $108 to become a catalyst. You can also go to the website at globalhealingcollective.org. But if you're a healer anywhere in the United States, I have a little bit of a better deal for you. So I'm going to move into my sales pitch now. That's what I get to do, right? So who is Unifying Wellness? I mean, we're obviously putting on this confab, but a lot of people are like, huh? Who are you? Well, we've been around for about 3.5 years. We've been building a company because we started from scratch. I already told you how many providers I started with. It was about 3. And we are a network of hundreds of health and wellness professionals across the United States. We're operating in about 8 states right now, soon to be a couple of other big ones very, very soon. And what's different about our provider directory that's online than anything else is that we vet our providers. We actually do a criminal background investigation. We got a lot of speeders in our group, I can tell you that. But we do a criminal background investigation. We are looking at their reputation. We're looking at their disciplinary actions and stipulations against them, any lawsuits against them. So while it shouldn't be the end-all, be-all, you can rest assured that you know that somebody else has looked at them, but you have to do your own due diligence as well before you're working with anyone, of course. And with this network of professionals, we're able to put together products like an employee benefit product for the workplace, an education catalog of health and wellness speakers. And some of these speakers are available worldwide by using technology like Zoom here. We also have an individual product so that individuals, retirees, self-employed, and those who don't have our employee benefit plan in place can take advantage of discounts on products and services from health and wellness professionals in our network who accept that card. And you can just go to unifyingwellness.com to check out more of this. But here's the deal. If you are a health and wellness professional and you're interested in being part of what it is that we are creating at Unifying Wellness and become a catalyst in the Global Healing Collective, join our network for the low price of $358. It's normally $500. It's a one-time fee. We never charge it again. A one-time fee. If you join at $358, I'm going to pay that $108 for you to become a catalyst and send it over to Suzanne and Nick. Great deal.
Denise, I just want to say, I just got goosebumps when I just saw this because this is just incredible, because the fact that you get everything that you're offering people and everything that we're offering people, which is very complimentary in a lot of ways, for $300, would you say $358?
$358.
That's just, to me, it's just mind blowing. So if anybody who's watching this is probably the best money you will ever spend. And it's probably, not probably, it is a lot less than you would have spend on just even hiring somebody to do your branding. No, I love that you're doing this, Denise. And I so appreciate you and so appreciate what you've done for healers. Because as a healer myself, I know how beneficial it is. So.
Well, you are welcome, and it's my pleasure to be able to do this. So I just showed the instructions at the bottom of that page, and if you're watching this on a recording, there's a nice little rewind button. You can go back and read the instructions on how to do it and what the discount code is to take advantage of this. So it's my pleasure to do that. So any last words, Suzanne or Nick?
Nick, any last words?
Yeah, no. Well, first of all, I want to say, Denise, thank you again. We had an opportunity a few weeks ago to bring you into our Conscious Business Spotlight. here in the Global Healing Collective, and we had an opportunity to dive a little bit deeper into your story, into what how you define wellness came about, and we've talked over the last year about what this partnership would look like, and really just excited, just really pumped to just continue to see how our work, both of your work and Global Healing Collective's work, is going to continue to create this place for healers, change makers, and leaders to come together in a variety of different ways. And so thank you for that. And for anyone who's watching, please come join us. Join us as a catalyst. We are making an impact. We are changing the paradigm that what it looks like to be a change maker, a leader, in this case, in your community, a healer. Those resources are there, and it's our vision to continue to create those more resources as you become a catalyst. So thank you so much, Denise.
Well, and I have to say that there are no coincidences in this world, in my opinion. Things happen for a reason. And I sat down at a table at a dinner, and I was sitting at Nick's table. He was the host of that particular table. He wasn't even sitting there at the time, and we got to talking, and that's how this has all come about. And so I'm very grateful that I was just led to sit right there and get a chance to meet you. Suzanne, last words.
Yeah, I just want to say that the number one thing that I think that we all need as change makers on this path is support. I can't say that enough, because it can be a very isolating path. And so I would just say, whether you are joining You Define Wellness, or both You Define Wellness and Global Healing Collective, support is paramount. It is the life force that keeps people going, and that human connector is really priceless. So
absolutely. For those joining us live, and for those who are watching this as a recording, thank you for taking the time to hear us and enjoy our lively conversation here. And if you are, wherever it is that you're watching this recording, I encourage you to hop over to YouTube, put You Define Wellness in the search bar, and you will find our YouTube channel. It is packed with the 49 sessions we have doing with the Defining Wellness Confab, but we've been posting videos for a couple of years now. We've got some great stuff on there, your resource for any health and wellness topics. And so for all of you, we wish you a great day, and thank you again for being with us.
Thank you, Denise.
Thank you.